Hey guys, this is D&D, aka Dark Frozen Depths, and I'm doing a video on this because I don't really see too much stuff about it, but I am noticing a few things that actually could help a few people out. So, sorry if some of this info is wrong, but this is what I found out that worked for me, and it helped me get a little bit stronger pretty quickly. First and foremost, the whole thing with the gacha, if you're going for the event characters, you're going to need 1,000 magic gems. And that's a free currency you can get in the game, but it's kind of hard to rack up. And I'll explain more about that later on. But if you are trying to get some event characters that can help you with grinding, then yeah, this is a way to go. Plus, it's always a 10+1 pool, so... And then there's the special gacha where if you are a paying player, I'm not. I'm still 100% free on this game. But if you are a paying player, you're guaranteed to get a UR from this. So that's something to know about, because the higher the rarity, the better the characters. I can easily say that. Especially since the higher rarity ones seem to live longer, and thankfully you get a few from events, so you can get them for free. Now the rare ones where it gets interesting, because it's got the same 10+1 for 1,000 magic gems, but it's also got a 100 magic gem pool. Personally, I did this 100 one a few times because I wanted to try and pull some stronger girls, and I did happen to do so. The rates are actually pretty decent, if you would ask me, because you have a 2% chance of getting a UR, which is any of these frame ones right up here. The blue frame ones are SSR, and that's a 6% chance, so you literally have like an 8% chance to get somebody exceedingly strong. And then there's, you'll pull a lot of SR. And don't worry about R characters, because you can just get them from, you can get them from normal stuff, basically. If you do events and all that, you'll get tickets, and it's the same rates, basically. So that's the thing. It's just the fact that the premium has a rate up. So when it's fever time, you actually can get an increased rate on some things. So that's something to know about. Your 8% pull rate ends up going up to about 11%. But that's if you want to try and pull for more characters. I, for one, managed to do enough events so I got one. Now, there's a weakness system in place with this game, and it can really do a number on you regardless of how strong you are, so just try to get your levels as high as possible, and then maybe you'll deal with it. Because honestly, I got some seriously high level characters here. They're all like 30+. But at the same time, someone like her, since she's a rare, she'll be taking a lot of damage very quickly. Her HP is only like a little bit over 2 grand. And everybody else has got almost like 50% more than her. This is the only exception, and I don't intend on keeping her too much either. She's not too good, but depending on the range boost, it can help. Because there's some very important stats that characters get, and naturally you're going to want to pay attention if they have normal attack and then magic attack. Naturally, you're going to want to pay attention to their defenses, because that'll determine how well they can take on damage. The UR characters tend to have a lot in the defense stats. That's why they can tend to survive a lot longer. Not to mention their HP tends to be a lot higher too. But some SR can be, depending on the situation. But the general rule of consensus is this. Heavy armor is strong against infantry. Infantry is strong against ranged infantry if they are magic based. Well, actually, no. I think it's the physical ones. The physical ranged infantry, so probably somebody like her. Honestly, I don't fully know full details about that. I took a quick glance on it, but I do know that infantry is good against one of the ranged ones. The magical ranged one's definitely good against heavy armor. I know that much. So, weaknesses are going to come into play, and it will do a lot to you. So you got to be very careful about that. Combining can get expensive. I'm going to show you one of the stages you should be grinding to help with the combine function, but that's how I managed to get these girls leveled up. Even if you don't feed them the same stuff that matches, it can still help you out. Because you get a 20% experience boost if you do get a matching type. So if I fed her, like say I fed her an infantry one, then it will give her 20% more experience points. It helps, but I don't think it's necessary because it's not too much of a boost. It pretty much makes every 6 become every 5, basically. So it's pretty much get 5, get 1 free. And then try to save some girls too, just in case, because you never know. And then some of these effects can be very, very good. Like, the ones that have a decent amount of range, like her, and especially her, I really love her. They can start doing a huge number on enemies, and half these SSR and above have special effects that go with the damage move. So, like, she'll poison them, making even more damage. In her case, who I got from an event, she'll deal damage and then she'll regenerate her HP. This one gets very tanky when she uses her special, so that's another thing to know. And this one can increase the defense of everybody if I so need it. But the increases don't seem to be too much. You don't really notice them until you get, like, higher level. Because everything's based off percentages, and I'll get to that in a second. This one I did like, though, because she can increase everybody's attack power, and that is noticeable. So when you start increasing attack power, you'll notice that you're starting to deal, like, maybe 2 hits to kill somebody instead of 3 if you're about their level. And always have a healer. Just keep pulling until you get a healer, regardless. That's the only reason why she's still around, because I don't have any other healers. Now, when it comes to equipping them, you can find different types of stones and whatnot. Events tend to give some very good stones, but always try to have somebody with a whole bunch of different stuff to help them out. Like, I gave her more health and I gave her more defense. So she can try to live longer. It doesn't seem like much, but it does help at higher points. But when I started getting some event stuff, I started getting all of these. So that's where you start getting some powerful rings that have multiple effects. Like, this one's increasing attack and speed. This one increases attack speed and critical. That is a very, very powerful ring. And then I managed to get one that has range and attack speed for her, which seriously helps because her range is already freaking powerful. In fact, I may end up getting another range ring in order to try and boost her up a bit further if I can. And then this one's got hit and defense. Try to get stuff that complements them. And then, obviously, if you're seeing a unit that has attack, but not magical attack, don't even bother putting magical attack on them. That's why I don't do it with her. Now, when you grind out and get some stuff, you can start getting things to unlock them. You have to have the matching rarity or above, I do believe. And that's how I managed to get her max level to 47. So she's got one unlock, and she's almost done because I'm grinding it out right now. That's something to consider, too, because while you might be able to pull duplicate SR, anybody above that's hard to pull duplicates, and you can probably find some better stuff somewhere else. And that's where I'm going for that. But something else you should worry about too, at least in the early game, is the gacha. I mean, you still get 1 per day, so do that regardless. Because you never know, you might pull something that might help you out. But then this is where it gets a little bit useless, because you'll start doing these, and then they only seem to go up to R characters. I don't know if you can get an SSR from here, but if you can, it's very rare. You're better off just sticking to the special, the premium, and the tickets. So, that's the whole thing. And rare gacha does count as premium, but if you can get the premium one, then that's going to give you a very good boost. And then something you should be doing every day when you can is arena, because it'll get you some more magic gems. It's like the only reliable way to get magic gems, period, point blank. My strategy, I just went with attack up so they deal more damage, even though they're taking a lot more as well. And I just went with that. So, just get your strongest units and toss them in there. But the ones that can really do some effects can also deal a lot. Like, the poison one, I've seen a unit that hit me with sweeps and my whole team couldn't even do anything for a minute. Units that can lower attack speed, which is why I hold on to that one that's still level 1. Healing is useless in this. And then maybe defense if you're strong, but that's it. Like, defense might help you if you are strong, but that's the whole thing. Storyline goes without saying. Just try and do as much as you can. Honestly, if you clear the stage, you get 5 magic gems. If you do all the stars, you get another 5. And then if you collect all these 8 of the stage bonus items, if it has 8, you'll get another 15. So you can really get 25 per each of these. And it can rack up. But we only have 8 chapters so far, so. And of course, events, grind them out if you can. This event, which should end pretty soon, it's like got a few days left. This one, it's only based on how much you sip and destroy stuff, so that's why you can get a clear on every last one of these, but honestly, try to find which gives you the most currency, at least per stamina, and then run with it, because this is 40 stamina and that's getting pretty expensive. But at the same time, I tend to get the most from this expert hard one, especially since I'm around that level on my units anyways. They just can't take out the boss stuff. When they can, I'll start racking up a little bit more, but quite frankly, when you look at the event stuff, I've already got quite a bit of these. Now, if you do want to try and get the ultra rare to its highest potential max level, you need to do extremely well in events, but good luck with that because you need a ton of points. Personally, I settle with just getting one copy of her. If I can manage to get another one, I'll keep going with it. It may even be a possible idea to try and get multiple copies of her and try and build them up through a different way. But you get a ton of crap from this, so try to get some things if you can. And as you notice, there's these things that say Liberty. Yeah, those are the things that allow you to unlock more levels. And you can do up to 5 times, so everybody can get a bonus of 10 max levels. That said, here's an interesting place where I managed to get liberties. These quests. Now, if you go into the submenu and hit the shop, you can buy keys to open these up, regardless of whether the day is open or not. But it takes 40 magic gems, so keep that in mind. And the bigger thing, which really doesn't help, it's only open for an hour. It's probably better off just to wait till the day's open. Like today, I can do this, and I can go through these. Generally, you could probably do easy when you start up the game. It doesn't take too much to level up your units. I'd say roughly level 15 to maybe 20, you can probably do normal. So make sure your team's about that strong. And then when they're like level 30 plus, start going to hard. I wouldn't even try super hard unless they're like maybe level 40. Because enemies are smashing this team pretty quickly, so I'll show what it does basically on hard right now, because that's not too hard to show off. I can reliably clear hard and sometimes without anybody dying. Because unless you're trying to go for stars, don't even worry about somebody dying, just worry about the objective. Now, of course, do your normal commands or whatever. I tend to just send them to all offensive whenever I start getting strong enough. But I'm sending this one way up in front. Now, remember that one that had a wide range and can deal poison damage? That's where she comes into play. If she can get past everything. Because you can't control the trajectory unless you go step by step, and that's kind of hard to manipulate your units like that. But I'm letting everybody else has killed them off, and she can go up front and start hitting them really hard with that wide range poison. And just keep spamming it until I can't do it with any SP. And then I lucked out and managed to kill her before these guys even got up there. If I was a little bit faster, I probably wouldn't have lost anybody. Now, when you're trying to rank up your player level, you need to get 3 stars so you can get the most, because it gives you an EXP bonus based on the stars you get. Get 2 for a 20% bonus and get 3 for a 50% bonus. But this is the main reason why you want to do these daily quests, because now I got one of these to beef up these units. Now, the main ones you're trying to aim for is the blue frame ones, because this one is a very high experience unit. I think she gives 5,000 to one character and 6,000 if they match her type. And then this is the Liberty I was talking about, where if you match the same one, like this will be an infantry Liberty, I'll be able to use it on her and get her last unlock. I can also use it on her, but not her. I think you get the ones to upgrade the ultra rares from super hard, but I haven't confirmed that yet. So that's something to know. But I'm going to go through this again just to show it. And Karen doesn't have as much wide range, but I probably could send her instead of Natalka. And I always zoom out just because it's way easier to see everything. Like, see, if I tried Karen's, that's her range. If I tried Natalka, it's way bigger. So that's something to know. But with these quests where you're trying to get all these things, it seems like Maya's the one that you're always aiming for, unless you see a flag. So that said, just go right for her. If you're a decent enough level, you can take down these other units, but the reason why I'm taking quite a bit of damage is because of weaknesses. without the weaknesses in play, I wouldn't take much of crap. If you're strong against him, you ain't going to see too much anything. Like, see, she beat him before I even got the others there. But that's the main objective anyway, since I've already gotten the stars. I don't really care too much about anything else. And just keep spamming this as much as possible. Now, if you want to recover your stamina, it's 10 magic gems. So that's not too bad. So that's something to know about. But when you go combining or whatever... Now, mainly I've been starting to throw them to her because... more magic attack, the more damage she'll do with this skill right here. But in her case, she can also use them as well because her level cap's starting to really spike. But at the same time, this one tends to die really fast, and I don't know why. But I would rather throw it to her. So, let's feed these to her. And see, she gets 2,400 instead of 2,000. So that gets her level 35 right there. Now, if you get other units, it's up to you if you want to feed them or sell them. Selling them doesn't do too much because you need to get the prosperity that does that. It's like a special one that gives you a crap ton of coins, which is why I got near 1 million before. I've gone down because I've been upgrading. But speaking of character upgrades, when you start getting the different stones, just go here, smelt gemstones. Sell the ones you don't need because you can really save up on gold. Secret Visit, you're definitely going to want to play with because some characters can get some very strong bonuses when you do that. Like, for instance, I'm trying to build her up right now. Of course, this is how you unlock scenes, but that's not the main reason why you do it, because as you can see, some of these characters get some very powerful unit bonuses. Like, for instance, if I go into her details, because I've already done it with her, her critical is tripled. So, with all that stuff I put on her, she's got a 56% critical rate, because that's really what these lower numbers mean for these bottom 4 stats. They tend to go roughly to 100. Like, when it's 100, you're pretty much guaranteed, unless it's range. Range is a different story, because that one, it just extends your radius of how much you can do stuff. And I'm not sure how much speed really affects anybody too, but it more or less seems to help their movement speed. Attack speed is the one you really want to aim for. But like I said, with these rings right here, I just increased her critical rate by a total of 267%. So that's why she's getting a lot of critical hits. And then there's others that got decent loyalty bonuses, like her. She's my favorite. You know I've already done that. But her magic attack just went up by 15%, just from the loyalty. And then given her special rings, I can increase all this other stuff. So that's why you need to spend time to do that. But the thing is, the best places to get them all from are from these little quest tabs right here. And they're only open on certain days. Like, if it is Monday, Wednesday, or Friday, you can get the leveling materials. You can get stones on Tuesday and Thursday, but I don't know how strong they are. I haven't really tried to grind those out. The event wants to give you some better stuff anyway. If it's Saturday, you can get coins, which is mainly for the prosperity. And Sunday, you'll get a lot of gifts in order to get the loyalty up for all these characters. So, that's the whole thing. And I've been doing quite a bit on these events. I can finally clear super hard. So I've leveled them up. But I'm trying to get them all max level before I go any further. Because this event's got a long time before it ends. So I'll at least try to, like, maybe not with the UR. Because the higher their levels, of course, the more experience you need. And it's starting to take quite a bit. But the weaker level characters, I can probably cap them by the end of today. So that's something to know. But anyways, that's pretty much all of that. The only other thing I can suggest is trying to complete this, because you can get, well, it doesn't show it. I probably have to go through the sub-menu. But it's not just the daily stuff, the achievement list too. Try to do all that, because it seems like your only other way of getting magic jewels, or magic gems. So that's the whole thing with that. But you have to do a lot of stuff. And it's getting kind of ridiculous now. So you can't reliably depend on it, but who knows. But this is the one that's going to be the trickiest because you're not going to do too much with this until you're like really high level. Because that discipline would really give me a lot of points for my range units, but unfortunately, can't really do too much. Because that's the biggest thing about this game is the fact that those disciplines will give you tons of experience points, and they're the best ways of leveling, but they can be kind of tricky to get. But anyways, that's all for this video, guys. And just for the paying players, if you do decide to go and buy some magic gems, it is expensive as hell. Because $100 worth of Nutaku gold is getting you almost 3 10+1 pools. That is expensive. And cut that in half, you're getting far less. So if you are getting anything, this is easily the best one to go for, but at the same time, I don't know if buying magic gems is worth it for this game because it is seriously expensive. You don't even get a 10+1 pool unless you drop $50. So yeah, that's something to know. But anyways, that's all for this video, guys. I might do more of this soon as I find things out because I'm not finding too much stuff when they're out there anyways. Because I can't find too many CGs about this game. I can't find too many guides or hints or anything. So I'm more or less trying to dig up stuff as I play it because I'm literally getting no help with trying to figure this out. So if anybody knows anything or got some good ideas or hints, place it in the comments. That could really help out. But anyways, that's all for this video, guys. Take care.